Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone and morning all of you. This is Ashma, your current affairs and banking awareness faculty on Entry platform. And in this video, we'll be talking about everyday news events. The major news events that have been there in the past days are going to be discussed in this video. And we'll be talking about only those news events which are important from examination point of view. Thus, this session is going to be helpful for all aspirants. How? Because this is a completely theory session, whereas for those who want to practice questions also, for them we have everyday live quiz, which happens on Entry app. The app can be downloaded from the link which is provided below in the description section as well as in the comment section. Starting with the discussion on the news events, the first news event is related to Reserve Bank of India (RBI). RBI has raised the limit for collateral free loans to self help groups under the DAYNRLM or Deen Dayal Antodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. Now it has been raised from 10 lakh to 20 lakh. Now, uh, even though it has been raised, there are certain limitations which have been put on it. So, talking about the limitations that have been put for loans for self help groups up to 10 lakh rupees, there is no collateral, no margin, no lien will be marked against saving banks account of self help groups, no deposit will be insisted upon while sanctioning loans. Whereas for those which are going to be above 10 lakh and up to 20 lakh, in them no collateral will be charged, no lien will be marked against saving account of self-help groups. However, the entire loan, irrespective of the outstanding, even if it goes below 10 lakh, it will be eligible for coverage under the Credit Guarantee Fund for micro units. These are the new directions that have been released by RBI in terms of collateral free loan. Then we have Global Youth Development Index. Now, this has been released by Commonwealth Secretariat, and this measures the condition of young people from a total of 181 countries. So, a total of 181 countries have been ranked in this index, and this index basically measures the development that has taken place in the youth affairs. Now, talking about the index, what was the rank of India? 122nd position, and it was found that India is among the top 5 risers on the index. So, from the duration of 2010 to 18, India has increased to a subsequently great amount, and therefore it is among the top 5 highest improvers, as we can say. The top rank holder was Singapore, and the lowest ranks were of Chad Republic, Central African Republic, South Sudan, Afghanistan, and Niger. Them being the bottom 5. Whereas the top 5, if we go, Singapore being on the top, then Slovenia, Norway, Malta, and Denmark. Now, how was this index calculated? According to the development that has been made in the country with respect to youth education, with respect to employment, health quality, inclusion, peace and security, all these parameters have been measured, and accordingly the ranking has been released. Now, the condition and status of young people around the world globally, if we see, it has increased by 3.1% from 2010 to 2018. Then we have a few one-liners. Reserve Bank of India has announced the launch of scheme of penalty for non-replenishment of ATMs. So this is going to be effective from 1st of October 2021, and as per this scheme states, for those whenever the ATMs or WLAs they will be running out of cash, there is going to be a penalty imposed on them. Now, ATM cash out for more than 10 hours, greater than 10 hours per month will attract a penalty, and that is going to be 10,000 per ATM. Now, if it is a white label ATM, then the amount is going to be charged on the bank which is responsible for handling that ATM. So in a white label ATM, it is going to be the penalty on bank, whereas on bank ATMs, it is directly going to be on the bank. Next, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has launched Ujjwala 2.0 second phase of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana via a video conferencing. Now, PM has announced, or you can say distributed, free LPG gas connections virtually to 10 women. It was distributed, and there were documents which were handed over to the women on behalf of Prime Minister Modi ji by the Chief Minister of UP. Under Ujjwala 2.0, additional 1 crore 1 crore new LPG connections are going to be provided to low income families who could not be covered in the first phase of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Chief Minister of Gujarat Vijay Rupani ji has launched e-Nagar mobile application and portal which covers approximately 10 modules and provides 52 services. The nodal agency for this is going to be Gujarat Urban Development Mission. Gujarat Urban Development Mission is going to be the nodal agency for the e-Nagar project, and the coverage is going to be on shops, on establishments, registration of marriage, building permission, professional tax, hall booking, and all of these. And there's going to be online payment gateway facility which is going to be provided so that more transparent method is there. Cost and time efficient methods are also there. There are approximately 170 locations which are going to be covered under this portal and application. Vice President of India Venkaiah Naidu ji released a commemorative postage stamp in the name of Mananiya Chaman Lal, the social worker and Sangat Pracharak. In his name, a recently postage stamp has been released. South Africa has become the first country in the world to grant a patent for invention made from artificial intelligence, and it has been given to food container system based on a fractal geometry and has been invented by AI system Debus, which is device for autonomous bootstrapping of unified sentence. Now, Debus functions are generating emergency warnings and alerts for food spoilage and stuff like that. Then we have government of Uttar Pradesh, which has renamed Kakori train conspiracy as a Kakori train action. This Kakori train conspiracy name has been changed by the government of UP. Nagaland was conferred with 7 national medals on the first One Dhan Annual Award 2021. And this was on the 34th Foundation Day of TriFed, that is Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India, and the awards were distributed by the Union Tribal Minister, that being Arjun Mondaji. Arjun Mondaji is the one who has distributed this via video conferencing. Now, the awards which were given to Nagaland was first rank in best survey state, first rank in best training, in the most number of One Dhan uh, KYC, VKCs. Then we had third rank in the best sales which have been generated, and best innovation and creativity also took third rank in Nagaland. The current chief minister of Nagaland, that is going to be Nemphu Rio, and the governor of Nagaland is going to be R.N. Ravi. Government of Kerala's non-banking financial service company named Kerala Financial Corporation has launched a funding scheme for startups which is going to support financially in all areas of development. The funding scheme is going to be called KFC Startup Kerala. KFC Startup Kerala. That is going to be the name of this funding scheme, and it is the first of its kind in which all the stages of startup are considered. So, from the starting up on the base towards the upgradation, all the measures are going to be there, and funding will be for all the levels. Small Industries Development Bank of India has launched Digital Prayas. Digital Prayas is a digital lending platform based app and has been launched recently. It offers loans to entrepreneurs from low income groups. So objective is to sanction the loan to low income groups entrepreneurs by the end of the day. That is, loan should be delivered in a faster paced method, and therefore promotion of finance. It's going to help in promotion in finance and development of MSME sector altogether. Al Mohammed Al Hind in the 2021 is the first naval exercise between Indian Navy and Royal Saudi Naval Force. It was started recently, and it is being to showcase the defense and military cooperation between India and Saudi Arabia. So India was represented by INS Kochi in this, whereas the location where it was organized was in Saudi Arabia. This is the first naval exercise between both the countries. For the first time, two women officers, Prakriti and Diksha, have been commissioned as combatized officers into the ITBP Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, which is responsible for guarding the India-China LAC line of actual control. So these two women have been posted as assistant commandants, and they have recently completed their training in ITBP Academy in Missouri. India is going to host the first ever Internet Governance Forum that will act as a platform for discussing policies related to Internet. 3-day meetings is scheduled from 20 to 22nd of October on the theme Inclusive Internet for Digital India is going to be organized, and this meeting is all together with the same purpose, that is bring in development in the internet sector and start creating policies with respect to internet, cause of the halts of free movement, what are the necessary steps that need to be taken. And Indian Internet Governance Forum is the Indian version of the United Nations Internet Governance Forum, which is held annually since 2006. Maharashtra government has announced Rajiv Gandhi Award for IT sector, and it is going to be given annually on 20th of August, which is the birth anniversary of Rajiv Gandhi ji, and it is going to be as a tribute to this pioneering work in the technology sector. SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India, has launched an app-based digital platform with the name Digital Prayas to sanction loans to entrepreneurs of low-income groups. Quad country navies, which include India, US, Japan, and Australia, the Quad countries, will be conducting annual Malabar naval exercise from August 21st off the coast of Guam, and this exercise, the sea phase, is going to be from 25th to 29th of August, whereas the harbor phase is going to be from 21st to 24th of August. Then we have Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO, which has successfully test-fired medium-range subsonic cruise missile Nirbhaya from Integrated Test Range ITR. Nirbhaya is India's first indigenous technology cruise missile, and it can be used on both conventional as well as nuclear weapons at a range of 200 to 300 kilometers. Well-known spiritual leader, Ayurvedacharya and proponent of yoga, Dr. Balaji Tambe, has passed away after a brief illness recently. International Youth Day is observed on 12th of August to draw attention towards the government and others towards the youth issues altogether all around the world. For 2021, the theme was Transforming Food System, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. The first time International Youth Day was observed was in the year 2000 on 12th of August. And the National Youth Day is observed in the month of January, that is 12th of January. Then we have a book, The Earth Spinner by Anuradha Roy, which has been released recently. How the Earth Got Its Beauty by Sudha Murthy. And Vandana Kataria is India's women hockey team player and has been appointed as a brand ambassador of Uttarakhand Department of Women Empowerment and Child Development. Neeraj Chopra has been appointed as brand ambassador of RBI's public awareness campaign to warn people against all the digital banking frauds that might happen. And Mohammad Mokber has been appointed as the first vice president of Iran. For the first time, Iran has got vice president, and the president of Iran is Ibrahim Raisi, appointed recently. So Ibrahim Raisi is the president, whereas vice president is Mohammad Mokber. And with this, we'll be winding up the segment for the day. We'll see you in the next video with more news events. Till then, goodbye, take care, and have a wonderful day ahead.